Now it's time to bring back in my co-host, Jeff Small, as well as a brand new friend of the income generation, Eric Lardner, founder and president of Abundant Wealth Management, the newest retirement income store located in Dallas, Texas. Eric has more than 20 years experience helping clients. Eric, thanks so much for being part of our show here and being a new friend to the income generation.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
In your experience, what is the most common reason that your clients express interest in this concept of investing for income?
Well, the first thing I want to say is anyone within 10 years of retirement or in retirement needs to be considering investing for income. Most people, as they age, they know in the back of their mind that they need to de-risk their portfolio. The question they have is, how exactly do they do that? We use a pretty simple formula to explain how it works. TR equals I plus G, TR being total return, I being income, and G being growth. And the income comes from dividends and interest, and that's the formula we focus on. Now, when people say that they want more growth from their portfolio, what they really mean is they want more return. They don't really care even if they know the difference between the G and the I. They don't really care where the return comes from. But once they learn that the I is safer and more consistent, they prefer the I.
So Eric, traditional methods of income creation, at least from the financial industry, has been to liquidate assets, which is about the silliest thing anybody could do to create income. It's the equivalent of a farmer selling its land when it needs to produce food. So, in Texas, I'm sure you can appreciate that metaphor. So what's the best example you can give metaphorically to clients to help them understand the difference? Because we know, you and I both know, and Dave knows, that income investing really is simple for people that are over 55. You go into a conservative mindset. So what's the best metaphor you can come up with in explaining that to a client?
Well, the simplest metaphor is chickens and eggs. During the accumulation phase of your life, that's the growth phase of your life. You want to accumulate as many chickens as possible. As you approach retirement and you're nearing the top of the mountain, the purpose of your money turns 180 degrees. So that's when you want to start focusing on income, which is the eggs that the chickens are producing. So you can get back down the mountain safely and not have to worry about running out of money in retirement.
So we just want to eat the eggs and not the chicken is what you're saying.
That's exactly right, yes.
Yeah, if you kill the chicken, you won't get any more eggs. So it's a great analogy. I love it. We need to take a commercial break, so please don't go away, Eric. In just a moment, we'll be back with more from Eric Lardner, specifically about other reasons why other clients in Dallas, Texas, love the concept of investing for income. So stay with us. We'll be right back with more right here on the Income Generation. Welcome back to the Income Generation. It's great to be here with you today to share the collective wisdom of my good friends, Jeff Small, and a brand new friend of the Income Generation, Eric Lardner, founder and president of Abundant Wealth Management, a retirement income store in Dallas, Texas. So Eric, tell us, what are some of the misconceptions that you see your prospective clients, people that you meet with day after day, that they might have about the concept of investing for income?
Well, I think the biggest misconception or misunderstanding is not realizing that there's a problem to be solved. And there's several reasons for that. I think understanding sequence of return risk is important. To use a real world example, the period of time from 2000 to 2013, there was zero growth on the S&P 500. Now, if you had retired in 2000 and you were withdrawing money from your savings for 13 years with zero growth on your money, that probably would have created a problem. So we want to understand sequence of return risk. Timing is important, particularly as we get older. We want to avoid sequence of return risk. The other is understanding accumulation versus distribution. Accumulation being the growth phase, distribution being the income phase in retirement, which we talked about earlier. And this is really the core principle behind moving from growth to income. And last but not least, I would say that a lot of people think most financial advisors are pretty much the same. That's simply not true. If you needed knee surgery, for example, you would not go to a podiatrist, right? So if you need to be investing for income, you need to go to a specialist, and that's what we do. Is we specialize in income for our clients.
So Eric, with the market at all-time peaks, and we're at the all-time peaks of peaks, are you finding that members of the income generation or folks over 55 are embracing the income story and the income model more than, let's say, they were 10 years ago?
Oh, most definitely. However, investing for income is still a niche in the industry. There's not a lot of specialists out there doing it. If I could share a personal story with you about why I became a financial advisor in the first place. My father actually retired relatively early, and he always handled all the investing and all the finances. However, one day he just laid down for a nap and didn't wake up. And it didn't take me very long to realize that my mother's situation needed to shift and focus more on income so that she could maintain her lifestyle and not have to worry about cutting back on anything or running out of money in her lifetime. So that's where I started in the business, and it's given me purpose, great meaning, and it's been very rewarding helping clients.
Well, you nailed it, Eric, because most folks, when you ask them how to create income, even if they have an existing financial advisor, have no idea how to create income. And so the definition of a perfect retirement is having more income than you need. But what are the ways that we create income today? If somebody comes into your office, how do you tell them how to create income? What are the options to create income today that we have?
Well, the traditional way that people have been doing it is just reallocating from perhaps stock funds to bond funds, which isn't a very ideal way to do it. We have a list of alternative income producing investments that we can select from depending on the risk tolerance of the client. Income generating investments by their very nature are less risky anyway. So we want to stay away from risk in retirement. So we focus on, alternative income generating investments for our clients.
So, and when you say alternative, of course, you don't mean things that are brand new, that are newfangled, that make some big investment bank millions of dollars. You're talking about, in some ways, a lot of these things are really just going back to basics with investments, kind of going back in time. And in the spirit of that, final question I've got to ask you, the flag that you have behind you, tell us the significance of that flag.
The significance of the flag, well, we're all Americans. I celebrate America. The flag behind me happens to be a Revolutionary War flag. And, it just takes me back to, why this country was founded and what we all believe in. And I think for me, it's a very powerful message.
Yeah, unfortunately, some politicians today have forgotten about all that. So good for you, Eric, and God bless. Thanks for being on the show. And you stay with us. We have more coming up as we wrap up and summarize the most important things you need to know about investing for income. We'll be right back right here on The Income Generation.